Hello and welcome to Harrogate here in North Yorkshire. Let's go and have a look round. This here is the Stray. It's owned by the Duchy of Lancaster, and in 1778 he set aside 200 acres for public right of access, so that animals were free to stray without tether, hence where the name came from. And here it is, the Stray, a popular tree-lined area for people to walk, exercise, take their cattle for a walk if they like. All this in the beautiful sunshine here in Harrogate. It's also the ideal place to take the weight off your feet and have a nice sit down and just watch the world go by. Isn't it beautiful? This area is the Montpelier Quarter at the top of Montpelier Hill, and behind is a piece of artwork celebrating the Tour de France in 2014. But why we're not in France? Let's have a look and find out. So this stained glass art was created by local artist Carol Hallett and donated to the council to celebrate the town hosting the Yorkshire Grand Départ of the Tour de France in July 2014. And you can see a cyclist in the glass there, in the sunshine and all the hills around Yorkshire. That's right, Yorkshire hosted the start of the Tour de France in July 2014. This here is the Pierhead Boulodrome. It's a public facility for playing the French national game of pétanque, boule. You have singles or doubles using 3 bulls, or triples with 2 bulls for each player, and you throw the ball down and you see how close you can get at the end. It's a very green and open space. No wonder this place was voted Britain's happiest place to live several years in a row. There's so much here. You even get a selfie with the Harrogate sign there. This beautiful tree carving here has the symbol of the Montpelier Quarter. But there's something more than that though. It's commemorating the 2014 Tour de France, and there's a cyclist carved into that. And there's also, if we zoom in up there, you can see the Eiffel Tower as well. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Here we are. Oh, what's that over there? Let's go and have a look at that next. There really is something for everyone here. You've got a Slingsby gin shop there. But this one, I like the look of this one. It's a blues cafe bar. I love the blues music. And here in Harrogate, you can have some food, you can have some drinks and enjoy blues music performed several times a week. That's good to see. So you've got the blues cafe bar here with live music 7 days a week. And you've got live bands on today at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. That's good. Now obviously when you think of Yorkshire and the beautiful climate you've got here, you think tea, growing tea, the famous Yorkshire plantations. Well, Taylors of Harrogate, the makers of Yorkshire tea, they also own Betty's tea rooms here as well. So let's take a closer look for this local phenomenon of a tea shop. So there's a plaque here from the Harrogate Civic Society from 2019. Betty's, an iconic family business founded in Harrogate in 17th of July 1919 by a young Swiss confectioner, Fritz Butzler, who changed his name to Frederick Belmont. The first Betty's Cafe tea rooms opened near this site at 9 Cambridge Crescent. In 1962, Betty's purchased C.E. Taylor & Co. tea and coffee merchants and offered Betty's flagship branch in this building, in what was previously Taylor's Cafe Imperial. Our Swiss Yorkshire heritage lives as strongly as ever though. To this day, the identity of Betty remains a mystery. And you've got the beautiful tea rooms here, the Imperial Suite and the Montpelier Cafe Bar. So on this beautiful sunny day, You got people queuing up to get into Betty's here. All that for a cuppa here in Harrogate. I bet it's nice. I bet he eats nice. Even though I'm from Yorkshire, even though I live in Yorkshire, I'm not a tea drinker though, so I won't be going in and trying Betty's tea. Sorry, Betty love. But it's not just tea. They're confectioners and chocolatiers as well. Here's some of the nice things on offer here. You've got truffles and all kinds of chocolates, seasonal treats as well. This looks pretty spooky, doesn't it? Nice. And you can see how busy it is inside as well. People obviously love their quality chocolate and teas here in Harrogate. All around Harrogate there's lots of quality shops and eateries available. You've got the Ivy here as well, so if you want to pay a fortune for food and drink, then Harrogate's a good place to come for good quality stuff rather than just expensive. Good quality stuff. I might just stick to Greggs and Wetherspoons though myself though. Stick to your roots. As well as the main street here, there's lots of little side roads with lovely shops and bars down here as well as little alleyways and shops in different places as well, which is good. Who'd have thought? Shops in different places. How descriptive. I'll find one to show you shortly. Here you've got an independent shop, cafe and bar, space, fashion, furniture, food and music. And you've got Major Tom's Social as well as the Foundry Project for your cocktails as well. And here you've got the Mayfair Bar and Kitchen. Now, Harrogate is known as the Mayfair of the North, and that's just because of all the nice, good quality things you can find here as well, including pretty decorative entrances to bars. Happy days. And here you've got the Westminster Arcade, which I'll take you down there because I like the flooring if nothing else. There's a number of these little arcades with different shops and independent places in here. All these different places to go and look at. Obviously it's a Sunday so it's closed at the moment, but I just love this little walkway you got here. It's very impressive styling, and look at the roof, the ceiling. And you got the bridal dresses there as well, next to a clothing alteration place. But Westminster Arcade, liking the old lighting up there as well, leading out to the outside world. Nice, isn't it? It's good, this. So nice, it won a design award 41 years ago. So as you may know, Harrogate is a spa town that grew and grew in the Georgian era, when Harrogate spa water was found to contain iron, sulphur and common salt. So the water from this area drew people to the area for its health benefits. And behind me is the Turkish baths here at Harrogate as well. Let's have a close look at the outside of the building. We won't go in, we'll have a look at that building, then we'll see what amazing building is next door to that as well. Lots to see here in Harrogate. So this is the Turkish baths of Harrogate. What a great old building this is. Look at the love around window. And it's such an amazing, amazing place. The Turkish baths. I've never been in a Turkish baths, but here you can get spa treatment here at the Turkish baths. Maybe one day I'll do a video where I take a Turkish bath. But this is one of the old buildings you've got here in Harrogate. We'll explore down there later on. But first, I want to take you to the building next door, because that, to me, is one of the best in Harrogate. Next up is the Winter Gardens Baths building that opened in 1897. Obviously bathing in the spa water back in the day was very good, very popular, but this building is even more popular nowadays, because what was the baths here, the Winter Gardens baths, it's now a Wetherspoons called the Winter Gardens. Let's go in and look how splendid this building is on the inside as well as the outside. Even the outside of the building at the top, the crest, the emblem, the pillars, the archway. This here is the Winter Gardens. This here is Wetherspoons. Oh, it's a grand old sight as you come in. Just look at the ceiling area here. It's nice, isn't it? And these grand old stairs here, taking you through to the main bar area. This is a delight. Very nice. You can imagine this building back in the day, and it's still very popular now. As we pan round, look at that for an entrance. Glorious. Well done. And as you know, we love a blue plaque on this channel. This one's brown, but we still like it. Let's see what it says. It says Winter Garden, largely inspired by the design of the Crystal Palace. The Winter Garden was built in 1897 for the Royal Baths development. It was largely demolished in 1938, but the original entrance and staircase were preserved. In December 1900, Winston Churchill spoke here of his experience as a prisoner during the Boer War. And this plaque is from the Harrogate Civic Society, 2005. The Winter Garden. And this is the rear of the Turkish baths, the Royal Baths. And the Royal Baths now has been taken over by a Chinese takeaway. But there's some grand old buildings here. Sun-kissed as well, which doesn't do my filming much good. The Royal Baths. Oh, there's a plaque. Let's see what the plaque says. It's a design award from 2009. But the blue, that's the blue plaque. The brown plaque says the Royal Baths were built from 1894 to 1897. London architects Baggerly and Bristow were winners of the Harrogate Corporation competition and opened by the Duke of Cambridge, July 1897. The sulphur and Kissingen springs beneath the building are amongst the finest in England. The major extension of 1936 to 1939, designed by Leonard Clark, replaced the Winter Gardens with a lounge hall and fountain court. The development of the Royal Baths occurred a few years before the building of the Royal Hall and Round Hill Reservoir, which together must represent an almost unparalleled example of municipal enterprise. I think they're pretty pleased with it, aren't they? Harrogate Borough Council, 1983, the Royal Baths. And just look at that skyline there. The wonderful dome with the weather vane on top, the towers, just the general grandeur of it. No wonder it won awards. And here, it just encapsulates the whole area. We're going to look across the road now to some of the other buildings around there, the town hall's over there. So we'll have a look at that next. What a beautiful leafy place this is. All around the town you've got these grand old buildings. Look at some of the features on top of the building there, all those decorative features. And you've got all the interior designer shops and stores. You've got Aga decor. It's a lovely area. And all these beautiful trees on the green area here. It's magnificent, isn't it? And you walk through the rose gardens here. But I see another sign. This is the Crescent Gardens. It derives its name from the Crescent Inn, an early 18th century establishment known originally as the Globe and later as the Half Moon. The discovery in 1783 of an important mineral spring brought prosperity to the inn before its demolition in the 1890s for the construction of these gardens. And these Crescent Gardens, with all the trees, the rose gardens here, leading through to this lovely area. And there's even a statue in the middle. Let's have a look at this statue. in the middle of this feature here at the Crescent Gardens. It says this is Cupid and Psyche, a sculpture by Giovanni Maria Benzoni, completed in 1861. I didn't know that, I just read it. And here it is in the Crescent Gardens. Very nice. So as we pan round from this lovely green area at the Crescent Gardens, I want to take you to this building in front of me next. Not only because I can see a sign on the wall, but also just how grand it looks. The flag flying proudly up above. And the sign, the writing at the top of the pillars there, Arx Celebris Fontibus. You're going to ask me what that means now, aren't you? Well, it means a citadel known for its springs. That's what that means up there. Translation services are free on this channel. If you do like the translations and what I'm bringing you here on these videos, click subscribe down below for lots more fun and games out and about here on Rich on Tour. And there's a brown sign here saying the council offices, reconstructed in 1931. Very good. And behind me is Harrogate Royal Hall, an Edwardian theatre that opened in 1903. There's just so many of these grand old buildings around Harrogate. It's great to see all the architecture from those days going strong even still now. Well done. Doesn't it look great? You may notice underneath the sign up there that says Royal Hall at the top, there's a word that says Kursal, K-U-R-S-A-A-L. What does that mean, Rich? Well, that means a place of entertainment built at a spa. And here is one of these here in Harrogate at the Royal Hall. And there's a bit more about the Kursal here, or Cure Hall, which is also known. It opened in 1903, as we mentioned, and it's the only remaining building of its type in the country. And you've had artists such as Sir Edward Elgar and the Beatles that have played here over the years. Very good. The Kursal, the Royal Hall. And next to the Royal Hall is the Harrogate Convention Centre. Now, there's some very interesting stories and facts about this building here. I'll flip the camera around and tell you all about it. So this is the Harrogate Convention Centre, the host venue of the 1982 Eurovision Song Contest, after Bucks Fizz Making Your Mind Up won in 1981. So the Eurovision Song Contest in 1982 was presented by Jan Leeming. 18 countries took part, and Germany won with their entry, the one and only time that Germany have won the Eurovision Song Contest. Do you want to know who won? With what song? It was Nicole with her song Ein bisschen Frieden. I hope the pronunciation is good for that. Sorry, Nicole, if it's not. Even more bizarre is who represented the UK in 1982. Do you know what that song was? Well, it was Bardot with One Step Further, here at the Harrogate Convention Centre. There you go. So as well as great buildings like the Wesley Centre here, the Methodist Church, I'm starting to come into the town centre bit where you've got some proper shops. There's Tesco's, there's McDonald's, there's Card Factory and other places, Cancer Research, and you've got the Works and other shops, your regular shopping area. There's quite a large range of shops available here in Harrogate Town Centre. And what's evident to me here on a Sunday morning is there's lots of people around coming to have a look round at the shops, coming to spend time in tea shops and just enjoy being here in Harrogate. It's a place to go to. It's the Mayfair of the North, but it's also a popular spot for people going about their regular business as well. It's nice. It's good to walk around Harrogate. This is a cool name for a shop, isn't it? This haberdashery and ribbons and trimmings and quilting and knitting and crochet and needlecrafts and bead and how-to books and lace and embroidery and other stuff. Duttons for buttons. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? This sign on the floor gives us a clue as to where we're going to next. There's the entertainment drama and music symbols on there. So let's head down this way and find where we're going to next. I've reached the next place I'm going to show you. No, not M&S Food Hall, but behind me is Harrogate Theatre. What a beautiful building this is. Let's show you more about that now. When this building first opened in 1900, it was the Harrogate Grand Opera House. It's now Harrogate Theatre. It opened with a charity gala in aid of British soldiers fighting in the Boer War in South Africa. Harrogate Theatre. And I see a plaque on the wall I want to show you. So let's go under this lovely frontage here. And all the white roses of Yorkshire here. Here it is. Harrogate Theatre. Told you that bit. Used to be the Grand Opera House. Designed by F.A. Tugwell. With a fine foyer frieze by Francis Darlington. Added later. The building was refurbed in the mid-1970s and the late 2000s as well, and is home to theatrical activities that have flourished in Harrogate since the 1760s. Performers that have appeared here include Sarah Bernhardt, Mrs. Patrick Campbell, Charlie Chaplin, Sonia Dresdel, Trevor Howard, George Roby, Ellen Terry, Arnold Ridley, Fats Waller, Ken Dodd, Martin Shaw, Ben Kingsley and Eddie Izzard. Wow. And this plaque was revealed in January 2010. And it looks pretty grand in there, doesn't it? It's closed at the moment, but it looks grand in there. Here, Harrogate Theatre. I do love a good theme bar. Behind me is Trotter's Bar, themed on only fools and horses. So you've got the three-wheeled Reliant Robin out the front, the Trotter's Independent Trading, New York, Paris, Harrogate, Peckham, and this is Trotter's Bar here on Cheltenham Parade. If you're in the area, come along to Trotter's Bar and have a nice jolly pint here. See if you can see Del and Rodney. Del boy. And here's a map of Harrogate. There's just so much to see and do and be part of, and there's still more to see. Let's go on to our next place. So as you come down this road here, I was struck by this interestingly shaped building here at the corner of Montpelier Gardens. Montpelier Baths. This was the ticket office. Here's the sign that tells us a bit more about it. Montpelier Baths here were in 1822. They built a pump room in the Chinese style over the strong sulphur spring in 1822. And admittance into the pleasure gardens, nice name, were through this ticket office. The Crown Baths, built in 1834, later known as the Montpelier Baths, were the best in Harrogate. Well done. I do like different shaped buildings. This octagonal building here certainly is a stylish place to have a ticket office, and it's now a clothes shop. Now, I'm not trying to get too dizzy by going around this 8-sided building with the sunlight shining there, but I'll spin round, and we have here the Crown Hotel, one of the largest and grandest looking buildings here in the Montpelier Quarter. The Crown Hotel there, and you've got the Montpelier Gardens here as well. I'll show you around some of these buildings here because it's pretty stylish. Not only is the Crown Hotel a very stylish and impressive looking building, next to it is something I'd like to draw your attention to. So just here on what is known as the Jubilee Roundabout. It's a pretty cool name, isn't it? This is the Diamond Jubilee Roundabout artwork of the Royal Crown, commissioned by Harrogate in Bloom to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in June 2012. And it's here on this roundabout, and you've got the plants here and the crown there, the Royal Crown, outside the Crown Hotel on the Diamond Jubilee Roundabout. Can't see the roundabout because there's a coach in the way, but we'll find it. There it is, there's a roundabout. And it's not just any roundabout, this is a Diamond Jubilee roundabout. And as it's next to the Crown Hotel, there's a crown in the middle of the roundabout, which is pretty stylish, isn't it? A lot of Harrogate is stylish. You can find amazing things wherever you look here, even at a Diamond Jubilee roundabout with a crown in the middle of it. Right, let's go and find somewhere else to look at. There's lots to see here. Next to that is a White Hart Hotel, and next to that, or as part of that, is the Fat Badger Bar. I do like the name, Fat Badger. So there it is, the Fat Badger. You can see him with his pipe, having a drink at the Fat Badger. It's a very stylish place here. There's a nice little garden area to the side with the Dovecote building there as well for the birds as well. It's nice, it's good here. Next up we have Harrogate Library. It's a stylish one with contributions by Andrew Carnegie back in 1906. Let's take a closer look. So this grand old building from 1906, the Carnegie Library here in Harrogate. Now, there were great plans to develop a wider established building here on the site, but just the library was built in 1906. But look at the decorative features on the front. You've got the round window there, we love a round window. And then look at the big crest you've got up there, just above the main window here at the Carnegie Library. It's stylish, isn't it? So this was built in 1906, and in 1930 they added the art gallery onto it as well. So this here is Harrogate Library. In 2025, Rich on Tour visited Harrogate, but in 1852 Florence Nightingale visited Harrogate. There's a brown plaque for this house here and tells you about Florence's visit. Let's go and have a look. This plaque says that Florence Nightingale visited Harrogate in 1852 in company with her aunt, staying in this York Place house, then occupied by Mrs. Wright's lodgings. She went on to improve the wretched hospital conditions of British soldiers in the Crimea, reform medical and sanitary standards, and raise the quality of status in nursing. I think that's Florence, not Mrs. Wright. She just stayed here and looked after her lodgings. But well done, Florence. And well done, Mrs. Wright, here in Harrogate. So let's talk about famous people from Harrogate, or people who were born here or used to live here. Singer Ollie Alexander, England Lioness and Aston Villa footballer Rachel Daly. Go on, Rach. Mick Kaminsky from ELO. Jack Lauer, the Olympic diver. Don't know if that's how you pronounce his name or not. David Nobbs, author and screenwriter, creator of Reggie Perrin. Former Leeds United managers George Graham and David O'Leary lived here as well. And I think Micah Richards and Gareth Southgate live here as well. So that's certainly something I've heard anyway. So lots of famous people here. Let's also find out what towns the borough of Harrogate is twinned with. There's Bagneris de Luchon in France. There's Barry in Canada. There's Monte Catini Terme in Italy. And there's Wellington in New York. Those four towns are twinned with the borough of Harrogate. Now you know. So there's definitely lots to see and do in and around Harrogate. I've only scratched the surface today on this. I'm going to do another video in future about the Valley Gardens area. That's very nice. There's lots of history and lots of interesting things there. But just, I want to bring you back here to the Stray in Harrogate. This beautiful green area is just saved and preserved for public use. There's people walking, there's people going for runs, there's people cycling, there were people playing football earlier. No doubt people play cricket on it in the summer as well. And just enjoy family time together here in Harrogate. It's good. Harrogate's a bit of an expensive place. It's quite an exclusive place for certain aspects of shopping, home design, all that kind of stuff. There's lots of expensive things in the shops to get here, and you can tell by some of the people walking around, they've got a bit of coin in their pocket. So that's good for them. And there's lots for other people as well. There's lots of nice bars and restaurants and things to see. I've hardly spent anything on my trip to Harrogate today, so it's not all about the money, it's all about enjoying yourself, seeing the things, appreciating things like this beautiful green land behind me here. Thank you very much for watching. Click subscribe if you'd like to see more of my stuff. Click like, add a comment below. What's your favourite thing about Harrogate? Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Ta-ra a bit.